welcome back to my channel. This is Pashvika, the channel where we talk a lot about making and selling digital products. Well, in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to make the daily notes in the Photoshop. This is another Photoshop digital product tutorial. If you have any tutorial request or any video request, let me know in the comment section below. Let's dive in with this video. Hopefully you find this video useful. Give this video a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you want more such video, and keep in mind this is just one of the way to make it. Okay, there are so many ways in which you can make the daily notes, not just in the Photoshop but in any designing software that you want to use. And also guys, if you are a creative person looking forward to make money online, then I have another channel where I talk a lot about making money online as a creative person, as an artist. The link is in the description box below. You could very well grab the digital product bundle planner that will going to help you start making digital products, selling them, that actually help me making thousands of dollars in this 2-year plus experience of selling digital products. It's a PDF download. You can download it. The link is in the description box below. You could also very well check the Global Creative Club membership if you're interested in getting the Photoshop tools like the custom brushes, the gradient shapes for creating your own digital products or designs, whatever you want to create in the Photoshop. Full commercial license available. The links are in the description box below. Okay guys, currently we are in the Photoshop, so I'm gonna be taking up the new canvas. I'm gonna take it as 6 by 9 inches. You can pick up whatever size you're interested in, because I find the 6 by 9 inches very common, but you can choose whatever own specific size. So let's go over to the file, click over to the new option. So choose your own specific sizes, 6 by 9 inches, 72 resolution, RGB color mode. You can keep the background content as white, transparent, or you can choose any specific color. It entirely depends on you. I'm gonna keep it as a transparent because we're gonna be using some background tools and filters to create one. Here we are with the new canvas. Now I'm gonna be progressing further towards, and we're gonna be using a gradient tool. You can very well import some graphics, or you can use other stuffs in the Photoshop to create a background, or you can choose a simple color as well. So I'm gonna be choosing some gradient over here. Set the mode for your gradient, whatever way you want to keep it as, and choose the opacity, whether you want to have a translucency, transparency, or very opaque. It entirely depends on you how you want your background to look like. Just simply drag the cursor to one specific location on the canvas, and here you're going to see the gradient working, and then you can actually drag it into the respective directions and you can create them. Then you can use the auto tone option to increase the tonality or set the tonality of the canvas. I'm gonna quickly do that once I'm satisfied with the kind of the gradient that I want, and I'm gonna keep on increasing the auto tonality. Once you're done with that, I'm gonna use the liquify filter in the Photoshop to get that liquify cool fluid paint effect for my background, because I really love this one. You could very well use any other filter, or you can use a combination of more than one filter. Just select this liquify filter if you want to do the same thing that I'm doing over here. You can set the different parameters on the right hand side of the panel, where you're going to be seeing the different parameters, the brush tones, the brush number, pressure, how you exactly want it to be. Once you're done with that, just simply drag and crisscross, and you can see how the fluid paint effect has been actually created over here. You can just play around with it and see how it's actually looking. Once you're done with that, simply click OK, and here we are with the fluid paint effect of our background. Now I'm going to be choosing some other gradient because I want a little bit different color, so you can see how it's actually looking a little bit different over here. You could repeat the process the way I'm doing it, or you can do it the way you want to. Now you can see it's very dark right now. I'm gonna choose a different mode over here. I'm going to lighten it. It's very light, so I'm going to increase the tonality, and you can see how the tonality of the background is actually being increased and set to the proper one. You could very well go back and use a liquify filter. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be using a liquify filter once again over here to set the desired type of the background that I want, and simply just drag in into the respective position, play around with it. It's so much fun in creating that liquify effect on your background for your design. It's really a fun process. So here we are, and now you can see how it's actually looking. So I'm going to play a little bit around here once I'm satisfied the kind of the background that I want for my digital products. Then we're going to be proceeding further. You can also play around like me the way I'm doing it, or you can add your own touch to it, import some cool graphics. Once you're done with that, I'm going to use a horizontal, not a horizontal, I'm going to be using a text tool to have a heading for my digital product. Once I see that the background is done over here, so I'm going to be choosing a font. You can choose any specific font for your heading. It entirely depends on you. Choose the color, size of your font that you want for your heading. Obviously, heading needs to be a H1. Okay, so it needs to be a larger in the size, but specifically you can choose what specific size you want for your heading. I'm going to be writing a heading. So I've already written the daily notes. You can see the color of my heading. You can increase or decrease the size and shape, and you can choose a color. It all depends on, you can choose one color. So I'm going to change its color. I'm going to a little bit darken it because it was way more lighter. And now let's see how it's actually looking. It's very, very dark over here. So I think that it's fine, but not that fine. So I'm just going to drag it to its respective position to see how it's actually looking like, because I have a different colors in this particular background. So obviously this color will going to pop up in one background. It won't be popping that much in the other one, but again, it depends. I'm going to change this color again, and I'm going to choose some different color to see how it's actually looking like. Now I can see it's actually visible from the background. Earlier it wasn't that clear, right? You can do all these adjustments with your heading, the size, color, shape, the shades of the different color that you're using. It depends on what kind of a background you have, and then what kind of a result you want for your heading. So depending on that, you can obviously customize it, and that's the beauty of using the Photoshop, because it helps you to customize the way you want for your products or design to look like. It has a full customization tools over here. That's why I love using the Photoshop. But now we're gonna proceed further. So I'm going to be using a shape tool, a custom shape tool in the Photoshop. To begin further with that, you could very well use anything. If you want boxes, or you want the subheadings, or you want to type over here, or you want to bring some graphic over here, you can play around with it, right? Now I'm going to be dragging and dropping over here this particular shape tool that I bring over here. This is a rectangular one I brought over here, so I'm going to be dragging it over here. It's a light pink in color. You can change its color. You can see the opacity and translucency of this particular box. You can play around with that as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to play around with the opacity to see how it's actually looking like, because I want my background to be visible with this box, and the box is also visible. It makes sense, right? You're gonna see how I'm actually doing it. So I'm playing around with the opacity on the right hand side of the panel, where you're gonna see the layer opacity for individual layers. You can see the box is also visible, the background is also visible, but I think it's a little bit lighter. So we're gonna test a little bit more around it and see. So I think I'm done with the opacity of the box, and you can see the box is also visible and the background is also visible. So I'm going to be progressing further on. We're going to be using a text tool because we want the subheading in this particular box, or you can keep it like blank as well, as for the sake of the daily notes, or you can have a line rules, or just play around with it and whatever you want for your digital products. I'm going to be using a text tool, a subheading. So I'm going to change the font over here, change the size of the font because it's going to be smaller than the bigger heading. And you can also change the color of your font, or keep it the same as the subheading if you are actually focusing on a monochromatic one, or using the same shades of all the fonts that you're using for your digital product. It depends on you. So you can see I've actually typing over here, write your daily notes here, or I could write anything over here depending on what kind of product I'm making and what type of the ideal client avatar I'm targeting with my digital products, whether I'm making it for my personal use or whether I'm making it for selling use. It obviously gonna depends and gonna vary. So that's what, for the sake of this particular tutorial, you can obviously play around with it and you can add your own creative touch to it. Once you see you are done with the product, then you could very well save this particular file. So I'm gonna go over to the file, click over to the save, and I'm gonna save it as a JPEG file format. You can very well choose any specific file format because Photoshop gives you a lot of the different variety of the formats that you can save your file. Name your file according to your digital product and save it the way you want to, whether JPEG, PNG, PDF, whatever it is. PSDT file also file format you have, it depends on you, and select this respective file format and simply save it. So click OK, and here boom, we are done with the simple daily notes digital product in the Photoshop. It's a very simple tutorial. Hopefully you find this video useful. Hopefully you find this tutorial useful. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you want more such tutorials? Any video request is really welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye guys.